The storm had followed us across the glass plains for 2 days straight, a swirling wall of sand and static that clawed at our visors and scrambled our sensors. My name is Dr. Kieran Holt, field medic for the Interstellar Survey Corps. I'd been on my share of salvage missions before, but nothing like this one. Nothing like Vega 9. We'd come here chasing an old distress signal, the kind that shouldn't still exist. It was pulsing weakly from the remains of a downed ship deep in the equatorial storm belts. The transmission bore a code so ancient, the database barely recognized it. UNSC Solara Expedition 2129. 218 years old. We didn't expect to find anyone alive. We were wrong. Part 1: The Girl in the Wreckage. The Solara's hull was torn apart, a jagged skeleton of titanium and ice half buried in sand. My scanner pinged faint biosigns beneath a collapsed wing. At first I assumed it was a glitch, radiation interference maybe. But when I crawled through the twisted metal and found her, every theory I had about the universe cracked in two. She was human. A young woman, maybe mid-20s, pale as the moonlight cutting through the storm. Her breathing was shallow, her uniform tattered but still bearing the faded emblem of the UNSC Solara. Her left leg was bleeding, a deep, pulsing gash from shrapnel. She shouldn't have been alive. Not after 2 centuries. I dropped to my knees beside her. Hey, can you hear me? Her eyes fluttered open, hazel and unfocused. Who are you? She whispered, her voice brittle as frost. I'm Dr. Holt. You're safe now. Just hold still, all right. Her leg was bad, too much blood loss already. I reached for my med pack, injected a coagulant, and began cleaning the wound. When my glove brushed her skin, she gasped, not in pain, but as if something inside her awakened. Her hand shot out and gripped my wrist. Stay with me, she whispered. Her eyes locked on mine. Please, don't leave me again. Again. A shiver ran through me. The storm outside screamed against the metal, but inside it felt like time itself had stopped. Part 2: The Impossible Survivor. We brought her back to camp. The crew gathered around her stasis pod, whispering theories. Commander Rhea didn't like it one bit. She's not possible, Rhea said, arms crossed. 200 years in a wreck with no food, no air, no cryochamber. Either this is a trap or she's not human. She's human, I said firmly. I'd run every scan I could. Cellular composition, DNA sequencing, oxygen levels. Everything matched baseline Terran biology. But there was something else. Her cells were active, unnaturally so. They pulsed faintly with electromagnetic charge, like miniature batteries. It wasn't radiation. It wasn't nanotech either. Whatever had kept her alive wasn't anything the Corps had seen before. When she woke again that night, I was the only one sitting by her side. Where am I? She asked weakly. Vega 9, I said. We found your ship. You've been asleep for a long time. Her brow furrowed. The mission, the Crystal Core. Did we succeed? What mission? Her lips trembled. They told us Vega 9 wasn't just another planet. It was alive. Alive. Before I could press her, she winced in pain, clutching her temple. The monitors spiked. And then, for the briefest moment, every electronic in the camp flickered. Our lights dimmed. My datapad rebooted itself. And just as quickly as it began, it stopped. She looked at me, frightened. It's happening again, isn't it? What is? Yes. She stared past me toward the storm outside. It's waking up. Part 3: The Living Planet. By morning, the storm had vanished. The air was too still. Rhea ordered the team to resume scans of the wreck. I stayed with a girl who now told me her name, Lyra Voss. She remembered fragments. A scientific mission to study an unknown energy anomaly beneath Vega 9's surface. We thought it was a mineral deposit, she said. But it wasn't. It was conscious. Her descriptions were fragmented, dreamlike. A crystalline lattice buried miles below ground, emitting pulses that interacted with neural frequencies. When the Solaris crew drilled into it, the energy lashed out. It learned, she said. It wanted to understand us. It used me. Used you how? Her eyes met mine. To stay alive. As she spoke, I noticed the faint glow beneath her skin, threads of light tracing her veins like rivers of liquid starlight. Her wound had almost completely healed. I hadn't even changed the bandages. Lyra, I said softly. What did that thing do to you? She smiled sadly. It made me its memory. Part 4. The pulse beneath the ground. That night seismic readings spiked. Our instruments detected rhythmic pulses, like a heartbeat, emanating from beneath the plains. Commander Rhea ordered a perimeter lockdown, but curiosity got the better of me. I took a rover and Lyra insisted on coming with me. We followed the readings to a canyon etched deep into the planet's crust. The air shimmered faintly with energy. Beneath us, glowing veins of crystalline light pulsed through the rock like arteries. This is where we found it, Lyra said softly. The core. As she stepped closer, the crystals responded, pulsing brighter, faster. My scanners went haywire. Air hummed. Then I saw her reflection in my visor. Her eyes glowing with the same golden light as the crystals. It's calling me back, she whispered. I grabbed her hand. Lyra, no. You need to stay with me. Whatever that thing is, it's not alive, she finished for me, turning slowly. It is. Feels everything. The storm, the wind, as. It's been dreaming since the dawn of this world. The ground trembled violently. I pulled her away, but the crystals erupted upward in a flash of light. The rover flipped. When I came to, everything was silent except for her voice calling my name. Kieran, she said. You need to see. The canyon had changed. The crystal veins now formed a vast lattice beneath the surface, glowing in synchronized rhythm. At its center stood a colossal shard, the size of a tower, pulsing with a heartbeat that matched hers. She reached toward it. Lyra, stop, shouted. But when her fingers brushed the surface, the world exploded in white. Part 5. The Vision. I wasn't on Vega 9 anymore. I was floating in an endless expanse of light and memory, seeing fragments of lives, cities, and stars. I saw the Solaris crew drilling into the crystal, saw the energy lash out, and saw Lyra shielding the others before being consumed by it. And then I felt it, the consciousness of the core itself. Alien. Beautiful. It spoke not in words, but in emotion, loneliness. For eons it had slept beneath the planet, absorbing thoughts, dreams, and memories of those who came close. It had merged with Lyra, not as a parasite, but as a means to understand humanity. Through her it felt alive. When the connection snapped, I gasped and found myself back in the canyon. The crystal lattice was fading, dimming. Lyra lay in the dust, her glow fading. Lyra! I ran to her side, pressing my hands against her chest. Stay with me. Please stay with me. Her eyes fluttered open. She smiled faintly. Now you understand. Understand what? It wasn't trying to kill us. It was trying to be us. It's dying now, Kieran. And when it goes, I go with it. No, I said. We can save you. We'll find a way. She reached up, her hand brushing my face. Her touch was warm, electric. You already did. You brought me back long enough to remember what it means to care. Her voice grew weaker. Promise me something. Anything. When it calls again, don't be afraid. Let it in. And then she was gone. Part 6. The Awakening. We buried her on the ridge overlooking the canyon. Rhea wanted to destroy the site, to prevent future expeditions from being drawn here. But I couldn't let them. Something about Lyra's words stayed with me. Over the next days, our instruments began picking up faint residual energy from the crystals, as if the core wasn't dead, merely dormant. At night, I'd see faint light patterns moving across the plains, like constellations reflected on the sand. On the last night before departure, I sat by the grave. The wind carried her whisper again, faint like an echo. Stay with me. My chest tightened. I reached out instinctively, and for an instant the air shimmered. A faint hand of light brushed mine. Then silence. Part 7 years later. It's been 5 years since Vega 9. I left the core. Couldn't stand the thought of dissecting something sacred. But I never stopped thinking about her, or the core. Lately, strange things have started happening on other fringe worlds. Rhythmic energy readings. Electronic interference. Reports of people hearing voices in the static. They're calling it the awakening phenomenon. I know what it is. It's her, or what she became. Lyra Voss, the girl who bridged a consciousness across the stars. Sometimes when I'm alone in my quarters, my lights flicker, and I hear her voice again. Soft, familiar. Kieran, she whispers. Do you still believe? And I whisper back. Always. Then the walls hum with that same faint pulse, a heartbeat from a world half a galaxy away. And for the briefest moment, I swear I feel her hand on mine again. Stay with me, she whispers. And this time, do.